I collapsed mid-presentation. One second I was walking the exec team through retention numbers. The next, a white-hot nail drove behind my eye, and the floor rose to meet me. I woke in the sharp, lemon-bright world of a hospital. IV in my arm. Monitors counting off my life like a metronome. They'd called my wife. She never came. By late afternoon, my phone buzzed. Quinn, my wife's sister, had tagged me in an Instagram photo of champagne glasses. Caption: about to inherit a fortune. Beneath it, Marina, my wife, wrote, "It's been a long plan coming." 5 words that felt like a knife slipped between my ribs. I didn't respond. I listened to the heart monitor and made 2 decisions. First, I was done begging anyone to show up. Second, I would learn exactly what long plan meant. The red flags I'd ignored for 8 years marched past. The Aldridge family, Marina's people, treated relationships like assets and parties like board meetings. I liked ordinary things: a quiet breakfast, a walk with no agenda. She preferred trajectory. I kept performing, networking, funding, bending until my brain staged a revolt to make the point for me. At St. Mary's, strangers showed up the way family should. Jordan, the nurse with kind eyes, adjusted my blanket and said, "We've got you." Ava, my new hire, brought clothes that actually belonged to me. Dana, a client, emailed, "The work will wait. Please rest." The math was simple. Who shows up is the answer. Dr. Priya read my scans and translated, a small cavernous malformation had bled under stress, not deadly if I listened. Rest, boundaries, monitoring, she prescribed, and I realized she diagnosed more than my brain. That night, Quinn posted a boomerang of bubbling champagne, "We'll finally live the life we deserve," and Marina replied with hearts, "Can't wait to start this new chapter," while I was literally attached to machines. Morning brought 65 missed calls and a single text from Marina. "We need you. Answer immediately." Not "Are you okay?" "We need you." Then came the message that mattered. Sir Arthur Keating, my late grandfather's closest friend and my godfather, had died in his sleep. His attorney, Ruth Kim, called. I was executor and primary heir. Sir Arthur had written protections against pressure and timelines designed to slow down the very people currently trying to sprint. I began what Ruth called protective positioning from my hospital bed in a cotton gown. I froze joint credit lines, rerouted deposits to a solo account, changed every password, pulled estate mail to Ruth's office. Dr. Priya filed me for medical leave. Boundaries, finally with teeth. The Aldridges demanded a family meeting in their home. I offered a video call from the hospital, with the IV and heart monitor fully in frame. They arrived on screen in formation. Claudette led with honeyed concern. Harlan pressed the time-sensitive opportunities. Quinn insisted Sir Arthur would want the family to benefit. Marina asked me to be reasonable. "I'll follow the will exactly as written," I said, "with the protections against undue influence." Silence. Then anger. I ended the call, sent Ruth the recording, and made a note of everything they'd tried. The next morning, Ruth arrived with a sealed letter in Sir Arthur's neat fountain pen hand. Kindness without boundaries becomes a wound that never heals. The trust is yours so you can choose affection over obligation. Build something worthy of the man you are, Arthur. He'd left far more than headlines: income-producing properties, patent royalties, and a 40% stake in a green steel startup, all structured to keep me independent. No spousal access to principal, staged distributions, a charitable arm for first-gen scholarships, and a cedar lodge on a northern Minnesota lake, deeded solely to me, for when you need to remember what peace sounds like. Ava grinned through tears. He gave you an instruction manual for keeping toxic people out. Jordan hugged me. Dana sent flowers, to full strength and new adventures. When I was discharged, Marina tried warmth, my favorite Thai candles, a practiced smile. Within the hour, her parents and Quinn arrived with lemon bars, briefcases, and impatience. I'd invited Ruth and 2 witnesses. Before anyone could perform, Ruth read the undue influence clauses aloud. Harlan called my insistence on procedure jeopardizing generational wealth. Quinn accused me of being ungrateful. I set 2 documents on the table, a separation agreement and an affidavit, stating estate decisions would not be made under Y. Pressure. You wrote long plan coming under a post celebrating a fortune, I said to Marina. Plans that celebrate before I'm out of a hospital bed don't include me as a person. They include me as a utility. I signed. The witnesses signed. Ruth collected the papers. The lemon bars went back into Claudette's tote. They left. The house exhaled. Days later, their lawyer threatened to contest the will, hinting I lacked competence because of my medical episode, ironically caused by the very pressure they were applying. I didn't argue. I drove north with Ava behind me and Nurse Jordan's tuna casserole on the seat, the forest opening like a door. The lodge waited, small and cedar-sided, windows to water instead of neighbors. I changed the locks, boiled the kettle, opened the windows. We filed the final executor acceptance and launched the scholarship foundation that Sir Arthur had imagined. I donated the crystal stemware to the thrift store, scheduled a pickup for furniture that had never felt like mine. When you stop trying, to impress people who measure your worth by your possessions, you need less. From the porch, I sent my last text to Marina. All future communication through counsel. Then I powered the phone down and learned what quiet sounds like when it isn't loaded with expectations. Life rebuilt itself in honest pieces. Ava invited me to co-found a consultancy that treats workers like humans. Dana introduced me to founders, measuring impact instead of applause. Jordan sent sunset photos and the reminder that many people confuse being needed with being loved. Dr. Priya reviewed my scans and said, "Your brain is healing. Your life, too." Sometimes I still wake to the ghost of the old performance, the gala smiles, the scripted charm, the endless trajectory. Then the lake taps the dock and I remember the difference. Being needed empties you. Being loved fills you. The foundation funds its first class of first-gen scholars next month. The lodge hosts quiet retreats for people clawing back their lives, and I'm becoming a man who can tell generosity from martyrdom, kindness from erasure, love from utility. Sir Arthur didn't just leave me money, he left me permission to say no, to choose peace, to build something worthy and to live it.